Inside the Circle. Sean, episode 12.1. We are here.
We are here.
It is go time. Sectionals have rounded up, and we are going to but we're going to recap all the sectionals, D3, D2, and D1, and we'll go in that order.
All 7 of them?
7 of them. That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Okay.
Up at Cardington, D3 sectional.
The only 2-day sectional?
The only 2-day sectional, well, in Columbus, in the Central District area.
I think they got that.
Okay, good, because we are inside the circle.
Well, they watch the show, so they're pretty smart if they're doing that, so they kind of get what's going on.
I love it. D3, Northmore. We had them at the top of our list at the beginning of the year, and I'll tell you what, they proved to be too much for district champs from last year, Bishop Hartley. They edged them out by good night, 70 points maybe.
At least.
Yeah. Northmore walks away. They had 3 champs. They had 3 runners-up. Had 3 other district qualifiers. They had 9 total. Bishop Hartley comes in with 164 points. They had 2 finalists as well. And West Jeff walks away with 140 points. They get 3rd place. They had 3 champs. So as we were just doing the math real quick, that's 8 out of the 14 of 3 schools.
Right, that's crazy.
That's a whole lot of guys that aren't moving as coaches.
Right,
so,
right.
I'll just stay here. Let's talk about 113, Chris Hill pins his way through. There were a couple people that pinned their way through. Chris Hill.
Brendan Fitzgerald?
Yes, from Grandview Heights.
Grandview, a guy we're high on.
Certainly, Northmore also had Farley. He pinned his way through.
Okay.
Yes, most certainly. Another guy in Johnson at 170, 182 pounds. And then Croswell walks away. He's a returning district champ, correct?
Yeah.
He walks away with 3 pins. So guys were pinning there like crazy. And I want to give hats off to Coach Carr. Northmore, you do a great job up there. And I'll tell you what, it's got to be pretty gratifying to walk away as the
Well, I thought it
sectional
started
champ.
to snow late last night, so these refs were like, it's close. Let's get these guys out of here. Let's get these guys out of here.
That's great. So there's your D3 up at Cardington. Let's move to D2. Now, there were 2 sites for the D2. We had Licking Valley was the first one. Let's talk about Licking Valley because, we said early on they were the favorites.
favorite coming in.
Certainly.
I think most D2 coaches and D2 representatives thought that they were kind of the team to beat this
Understandable.
year,
And they walked away as champs. They had 231 points. They were able to best Buckeye Valley, who had 202 points, so they were able to beat them. Now the gap between 2 and 3 was a little bigger. Granville walks away with 3rd. Great job, Granville. I think they were in our initial rankings as well.
I think they had 4 champions there.
Yes, they would have.
Yeah.
They did have 4 champions. Buckeye Valley walks away with 2, and Licking Valley, I would imagine, had a little more than that. They had 7. They had 7
that's
champions.
Impressive. That's almost half.
That is half. Let me do the math real quick. I got to carry the 1.
No, it's close, but it's not half.
Listen, Vogel, Carpenter, Cheshire, Martinez, who's just an absolute stud, fouled it. I think he dropped to 52. Robinson and Ja'Kai Van Meter, that heavyweight.
That's
absolutely studs. So they're going to collide with the Whitehall sectional. And where's that district? Is it Heath this year?
It is Heath.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Sweet.
yes.
It's at Heath. And the Whitehall sectional comes out, and we said it early in the year. It was the year of the Valley.
It is the
we
year
just
of the
mentioned
Valley.
Licking Valley and Buckeye Valley. We're going to mention Whitehall sectional champ in River Valley, and I'm here to tell you what, they absolutely wrecked shop.
Yeah, another 70-point winner as well. Looked great.
Heck yeah, they had a lot of champs. They had 3 champs, and Hessler, Silva, and Townsend. Really did a great job, and when you beat the field by that many, you got a whole lot of other qualifiers.
You got a lot of stuff going.
Oh,
man. You got a lot of good stuff going. A lot of good vibes going.
So there's your D3, D2, and now let's move to D1. Sean, if we got 4 of them: Newark, Upper Arlington, Marysville, and Watkins Memorial.
It's funny you forgot Watkins, and you live there.
I know. That's my hometown.
Crazy.
What's the theme for my D1 sectionals?
I think scoring was kind of crazy as we break down some of these sectionals and talk about what teams had champions, what teams didn't have champions. You would think the teams that had all these champions would win, but it didn't really work out that way. Sometimes, wrestling's just a funny dog. I mean.
Funny dog.
Yeah. So, but we'll start.
Yeah, let's start out at Newark.
We'll start east and we'll work our way east because that's just how goofy we are.
We'll span the entire city. That's how we do it. Newark. Great job running a sectional. You provided information. You have a website going that's fantastic. And halfway through the day, I'm just scrolling through. We got a break over at Marysville, and I look. They're live streaming the
Live
finals.
streaming sectional finals.
Get out.
Go Newark.
That is a great job. Well, let's talk about the
Well, they've
teams
been
that
running that thing for like 15 or 20 years, so they know what they're doing.
Actually, Sean, no, this is
No
their
way.
first year. Yes.
You tell me this is their first year and they got it all right. They got everyone to buy in, everyone to do what they're supposed to, and you can run a tournament that easy if that happens.
First year, they did it.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you this right now. Only heard one complaint. Weird wording on the senior discount. That was it. Other than that, guess what? Let's talk about the
That's
teams.
pretty funny.
Let's talk about the teams that were there. We
Yeah,
had
it was probably the better sectional. We talked
Yes.
about going in. Everyone seemed to jump on that late. I think so we were trying to get some matchups. Olentangy Liberty did come out on top. They get 10 out. They got 5 champions. They got Meade, Roselli, Volpe, Furness, Fitzpatrick. So
Yes.
I mean, had a great showing. Like I said, they did have one casualty there at 52 where I thought they was going to get a kid out. It didn't end up happening, but you know, sometimes you lose some soldiers winning the wars. So Lancaster also had a good showing. They had a couple champions there. They get 11 out. And then third place is a team we've been talking about all year when people are saying, I don't know. Dublin Kaufman has a great showing. They have 4 champions. They get 10 out. So there were a couple great matches there if you were at that
Yes.
sectional. Trey Grenier and Tanner Miller in the semifinals. There was a great match. 2 state qualifiers going at it. Grenier does come out on top 5-2, I believe, or something
I
like
think it's-
that.
yeah.
The 160-pound match, a final with Harrell and Hinkle was just an absolute barn burner from what everyone tells us, which is
Yes.
crazy because we've seen that match a couple weeks ago at Central Crossing, and Hinkle really just kind of had his way with them. But you know, Harrell and his coaching staff did a great job making adjustments,
Yes.
getting their kid in the right spot. What a fabulous match, and maybe we'll see that again this week at Derby as well.
We could.
But, you know,
Let's move forward. We're leaving Newark. Let's head west. We'll go just a little bit west, 22 minutes west, and head up
you
to
guys go down here.
Yeah. Watkins Memorial. Certainly.
There's really no surprises here.
No, I was about to say certainly a clear-cut favorite there.
We
at that
talked
one.
about that. It was really,
Yes.
We thought this was really Delaware's. I mean, they just kind of paced past the field there in mid-stretch. But I'll let Mark talk
Yes.
to the bus.
No. Hey, look, man, don't take my bad jokes. Delaware Hayes paces the field, and they end up your winners. Bad jokes, man.
Nah,
Bad
that's not
jokes.
bad jokes.
Let's talk about they had 237.5 points. Hilliard Bradley comes in second, and right behind them was Taze Valley. Now, there was a distance between first and second, but you know, Taze Valley puts it together, and they end up getting third. A couple matches of note from there, 113 pounds. Lieb walks away as your sectional champ over last year's district champ Campbell. I think that is a huge win for Lieb to give him
Good confidence builder coming into the league.
most certainly a little
Good confidence builder.
momentum going into the district tournament. Another match that I tell you, I saw the result. I got the text message from the coach. He's on cloud nine. He's just loving life at this point. He's like, Eubanks defeats Sawicki. And I tell you what, Sawicki's a good wrestler. He's a state qualifier last year.
Yeah.
And for Eubanks to
Yeah.
put in the time over the summer, into the fall, and then come out on top sectional champ, let's make sure that parlays into a state berth. But, you know, that's another great result that we have.
Right, just a great sectional. Again, like Mark said, Delaware really looked good there. They did have 3
Yep.
champs. I think Mark passed that a little bit.
I
But they
did.
did have 3 champs there. They had Max Wright, they had Greg Brusco, and then they had Martinez. So good job, Pacers.
Excellent work. Let's move a little bit more west.
Let's just keep on going.
Upper Arlington. No results from that, really.
We have no idea what happened there. We're still waiting to hear.
I think it was a
results.
power outage or
Right,
something. I don't
what's
know.
going on. I'm
Kidding.
just joking with you.
Kidding.
Westford North, we talked about it. We thought they'd win by a little bit more margin. They did. Things kind of got tight there for this, you know, with this draw and not picking
Yes.
your own lines. Sometimes the
Ooh.
it just makes it a little bit closer when you can't pick your own lines to get your matchups. Maybe the buys here and the things there just
Yes.
maybe change the scoring a little bit. But they did win. They had 3 champs. They had
Grant,
Josh Grant. They had Hines win it 82,
Yeah.
and then they have Archer win at heavyweight.
Most
They
certainly.
got 11 out as well. So Upper Arlington gets second. Doesn't have any champs because we hate it when the home team doesn't get a champ. But they did get 10 out, so it was a good day for the Golden Bears there. And the rounding out the top 3 was Golden Bears. Pickerington Central with 3 champs and 9 out as well. So there was a couple good matches. Again, kind of
Once
surprising
again,
matches.
yes.
For some reason, Jared Bull just absolutely has JoJo Terry's number.
He does.
I mean, that 45 they wrestled a month ago, Ball beats them. They moved down to 38. He beats them. I mean, Ball's like, hey, you want to go 26, 52? What do you want to do? We'll do this thing. I mean, this is crazy to me how this. But again,
Matchup sometimes.
matchups, we see it all the time.
Yes.
Just matchups. Ben Hoof.
Yes, he's back, baby.
He's back. You know, we've been hearing for the last couple of weeks. Is he going to be ready? Is he going to have conditioning? It's kind of an enigma, kind of a guy there, as well as Nick Hammond was, because he was a little banged up with his wrist.
Anybody else come back?
Zach Donatelli, another guy that, like, man, are we going to get this guy back? So it's great to have all three of those former state qualifiers come back. It's good for them, it's good for the district, and it's good for the fans this week at Derby. So congratulations to everyone, and then congratulations on getting healthy, and we're excited to see you guys wrestle this week at Derby.
Certainly. One sectional left.
One section left.
Marysville.
The farthest west we can go in this district.
Most certainly. And Marysville walks away your champs. They had 213 points. Second place is Central Crossing, or should I say CCHS. They had 194 points. And Pick North rounds out the top three with 172.5 points.
Yeah, you know, we were talking, Marysville wins this tournament with 0 champs. I can't remember. Yeah, again, we're sad because the home team doesn't get a champion. But I can't remember the last time Marysville didn't have a sectional champ. I mean, this might be like in the 70s or something. I mean, I don't know. But I can't remember the last time a team won a sectional without a sectional champ. And as we talked about...
I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
As we talked about, like, Goofy scoring, like, Marysville wins by, what, 25?
Yeah,
35 points with no champions. And then Central Crossing, who has 6 champions, gets second. I mean, who's doing scoring up there? Jen Harris? I mean, it's crazy. I haven't seen this since, like, the days of Pickerington North Invitational. I mean, it's crazy. But all joking aside, it just shows how goofy scoring is at wrestling when you have 6 champs and get beat by 25 or 30 points. So.
Well, the scoring wasn't the only focus because there was some great match. There were some
really great matches
in the finals too.
Yes, for some of you guys that were unable to make it up to Marysville because you were supporting some other sectionals. 152 was absolutely a beauty of a match that, without giving anything away, I doubt that we don't get to see that match again. So that's just a fantastic match. But, you know, Rooney does come out on top there in overtime against Romani. Kind of surprising to me. I really didn't see that happening. But McCaffrey Cepeda.
That was a great match.
I mean, if one was the main event, one was the featured event. I really don't know which one was which, but it was a great Transu and Gio de Sabado again was another phenomenal match. So great wrestling up there all around. Thanks, Coach Andrews and Marysville for having ITC up there. Hospitality. We love coming up to your guys' events, so thank you very much.
Sean, is that it?
It's it.
That is it. You need to stick around. Whiteboard predictions
are coming.
And now you are inside the circle.